From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's All-Star Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Joe Mauer and Ron Gardenhire's Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson. As we get set to bring you the first of this big four-game set. As you know, the Sox lost the rubber match in that Kansas City series yesterday by a score of 4-1. And a bad thing about it is we played Minnesota 4 times this year, and we are 0-4. But tonight, a good man out on that bump for us.
Got Phil Lumber going to the mound. You couldn't have a better man because he's been our most consistent pitcher. He's 8-4 this year. His ERA's been in the 2s. He hasn't faced Minnesota this year, but he's 1-0 lifetime against him. And each and every time out, he seems to hold down the opposition. He's going to have to because Carl Pavano goes to the mound, and he's 7-3 lifetime against the Sox. Faced him on June 15th, went the distance, gave up 6 hits and 1 run, but he's 5-6 this year. If he doesn't get the changeup over the plate, he has some problems. So hopefully we can get to him tonight. It's time to start winning in our division. It's time to start beating the Twins.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
And only from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. Another beautiful night for baseball as the White Sox take the field with their newest All-Star, Paul Konerko. So let's take a look at how Ron Gardner is going to line up his Twins. It's going to be Revere leading off, Casilla hitting second, first baseman Joe Mauer hitting third, then Kadire, Tomey, Valencia, Tassoni, Nishioka, and Butera rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Philip Humber, who's looking for win number 9. Pierre, Rios, and Tian left to right in the infield. Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski gets a nod behind the plate, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Philip Humber, who's been nothing short of spectacular this year. The ERA at 2.69. This is his 16th start. The record 8-4. If you can believe it, he's actually thrown better than that. And with just 76 hits, he's one of the toughest pitchers in the game to square up. Sox 0-4 against the Twins, and here's the reason why. Twins hitting 238, not that good, but the Sox hitting just 174. The runs, obviously, 9-3. Home runs, not much of a difference, but double plays grounded into 11. As we squandered many opportunities against these Twins, they grounded into 3. The Twins have won 2 games 1-0. And there's a man who won the voting to get into the All-Star game. And Hawk, you got to be ecstatic with that.
It's, as I said, it's the first time I've ever voted for a player to go to the All-Star game, and to see him not get in there was absolutely heartbreaking from a baseball standpoint. I mean, you and I understood it. We understood it is what it is. Those are the rules. But now all of a sudden for our fans to get behind him and get him in there, it is absolutely fantastic.
That's the 5th time for him. Well deserved this year. And so we're ready to play baseball. We're ready to beat the Twins, and I'm ready to turn over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of 4 against these Twins. We were 5-13 against them last year and 0-4 this season. So we have got to get this thing sorted out. And the first pitch of the ball game taken for a strike. Ben Revere, 23 years old, hitting at 269, no homers. He's driven in 10.
Keep him off bases because he's one of their premier base stealers.
And that curveball outside. Minnesota comes in at 38-47, hitting at 245 with a 4.32 ERA. But just the fact they're hanging around is there's a strike. Is a tribute to Gardenhire and his coaching staff, because I have never seen a club more crippled up for a half a season than the Minnesota Twins have been this year with their big stars.
And it's been the big guys. As you see, the Twins, they're just 2 games back of us in the loss column, but 8 back of Cleveland. We're 6 back of the Indians in the loss column, but 4.5 back overall.
And that's off the glove of Omar. So the leadoff man aboard. He is 10 for 13 in stolen bases.
It would have been very tough for Omar, who's well off the line, even if he comes up with this, to throw out Revere.
He's not going to throw him out.
No,
on that.
And he doesn't. Now you've got the 2 speed burners. The guy at the top, Revere and Casilla, 1-2, are the sum total of the running game. There's a few other guys, but those are the main runners for this team.
Casilla hitting at 245, a couple of homers, 16 RBIs, but it just seems like there's an example every time we play Minnesota that when they put the ball into play, they reach base. Instead of it being at him, it's 3 feet too far to his left. It's just amazing. But you make your own breaks in this game. And against us, the Twins make them.
Well, Casilla's only grounded into 4 double plays this year, which is remarkable in 245 at bats. And at 1-0, keep a close eye on Revere.
And to count 2-0. Casilla has been a good player against us. And there's the strike.
You take a look at the first two pitches. They were on the inside part of the plate, could have easily gone the other way, but didn't.
And that's way high. And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Jerry White might have been talking to Revere about watching Humber's best move to first base here in an obvious running situation.
There he goes. Got a good jump. Good jump. No chance.
Stolen base number 11. He's 11 out of 14. He's off to the races, and even on a strike, not much AJ can do with that.
So a full count. And that ball hit into right field. Revere will tag. He'll move into third on the fly ball by Casilla. One out. And that'll bring up Joe Mauer. He's playing first base tonight.
Now, I know you made that switch. I know you played the outfield, and I know you also played first base. Is that, in his case, being a catcher moving to first base, I mean, is that a natural transition at all?
For him, it's going to be.
And so
you could put him at shortstop.
Wouldn't matter.
He's just a wonderful athlete. And in fact, for myself, I had much rather play first base because you're into the game all the time.
It's true.
You're into the game all the time. And a lot of times, as you well know, when you've been on that bump and you weren't sure, you didn't have your confidence, it's tough to focus in. It really is tough to get your real good concentration. Same thing in the outfield. You know, you see it a lot. Guys are in a slump a little bit. They're not into the game. They don't get a good jump. As there's a base hit, so it's 1-0 Twins. No, Mauer is just a magnificent player. You know, the funny thing about it, he's a 327 lifetime hitter. And he's hitting 327 against us.
RBI number 8. That ball is inside. You see Mauer bring the hands in. Just take it right back up the middle. I mean, that's his game. He's an alley-to-alley hitter. Yeah, he will pull a ball on occasion. Doesn't have a home run this year. Coming back from some very weak legs after knee surgery. And they want to take some pressure off him by putting him first base in the absence of Morneau.
Oh, and away to Kadire. Hitting at 294, 13 homers and 40 knocked in. Jim Thome on deck. But a pattern that we have been seeing here lately is not a good one for us. Just for an example, yesterday, Kansas City gets the leadoff man on 5 times and they score him 4 times. We saw that in Denver in the game we lost. We're seeing it right here tonight. That little infield single, stolen base, and a fly ball gets him to third, and then the single by Mauer knocks him in.
Well, execution usually wins you baseball games.
Yes, it does.
And
yes, it does.
This Twin team just execute very well.
Well, that's the reason with all the injuries they've had, they're only 8 games back. They're still in this thing. Make no mistake about it.
That ball was off the corner. The fans did want that one. We'll take a look. It's a pretty decent curveball, and surprisingly, Kadire doesn't swing at it. Why swing at something you're not going to be able to handle?
Well, it looked to me like he caught the front corner, and where he caught it was off the plate. And there's another one in the hole. Can they get him? Nice play by Alexis. Good play by Ramirez.
It's a pretty big effort right here, and it's a good thing Mauer, who's not running very well right now, is going to second base. Otherwise, there's no play at first. So now you have a surprise base stealer at first base in Cuddyer. You don't think about him, but if you don't look at him, he's going to take off. He's 7 of 8.
He's one of those sneaky guys. First pitch strike. Thome in his career has been a Sox killer of the nth degree. And his average is only 225. But what he's done against us is hit 43 homers and driving 115 in just 463 at bats. Of course, he has killed everybody. He's got 595 of them. Oh yeah, pull a string on him.
Good changeup. That ball just dies away. He's got some big power to left center field.
Long set. Checks it up and 2-2. Top of the fourth inning in Cleveland, 1-0 Toronto. They're just getting underway. Detroit did not score in the top of the first at Kansas City. Numbers got him, and that'll retire the side. But they come up with a run, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Twins won, and the good guys coming to bat.
Carl Pavano. Going to be Pierre, Vizquel, and the all-star Paul Konerko hitting third. Then Dunn, Rios, Brzezinski, Ramirez, Tien, and Gordon Beckham rounding it out. The defense and how that line up behind Pavano is Tassone, Revere, and Cuddyer left to right with Valencia, Nishioka, Casilla, Mauer, Butera behind the plate, and the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Carl Pavano. 5-6 this year. His ERA very close to 4.25. Through a brilliant game against the Sox in Minnesota, went the distance, gave up just 1 run on 6 hits.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. first pitch, high and wide. Pierre hitting at 264, a homer. He's driven in 23. And there's one in the hole. That's going to be a base hit. Yes.
Great way to start it off against sinker ballers, and that's exactly what Pavano is. You got to get them early before that ball starts sinking. Nishioka tried to backhand it. He doesn't have the most powerful arm around. It's doubtful that he'd gotten Pierre anyway.
So here's Omar hitting at 278. Takes the bunt, takes the strike. Sox come in hitting at 252 as a club with a 3.81 team ERA.
Utera behind the plate tonight doesn't really hit it all that well, but he can catch it, call it, throw it, and block it. That's basically what he does.
Sox 20-22 here at home, 23-23 on the road. First of 4 against these Twins.
One would certainly like to improve on that 57% stolen base ratio.
There's a shot, caught and doubled up.
That's not Pierre's fault. There's nothing you can do because Mauer's between him and the bag anyway.
The only thing you can do is jump straight up in the air and call timeout.
and hope that Brian Gorman gives it to you.
That's just typical of when we play these guys. A rocket right at somebody. And a standing ovation for our captain. And I am so proud of our fans. Wow, what a job you did in getting him to the All-Star game, because you knew it was the right thing to do. He deserved it. As I mentioned earlier, it's the first time in my 52 years in this game I've ever voted for anybody to go to an All-Star game. That pitch out of play right side. And the count 0-2.
Take a look at why he deserved it, as well as his defensive exploits. 6th in the league in average, 4th in home runs, 4th in runs batted in, 5th in multi-hit games, and 4th in slugging percentage. The now 5-time All-Star Paul Konerko.
Well, that's one of the great things about our fans, that if he had good numbers, and just because they love Paul, and they wouldn't have voted him in, they wouldn't have got him voted in, but because he had those numbers, or great numbers, and they know he deserved it, they got it done.
And there were some good players. I mean, he was against Victor Martinez, and Martinez, it was touch and go for quite some time. Martinez probably at one point took a little lead, but at the end of the day, Paulie is going to be playing in the city that he lives in.
And a full count. Adam Dunn on deck.
The umpires for the game tonight: Manny Gonzalez behind the plate, Brian Gorman, the crew chief, is at first, Tony Randazzo at second, and Larry Vanover is at third.
And that payoff pitch is fouled out. So with 2 out, full count. Let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our director and the crew, well, they went with Paul Konerko. Tony's going to go with A.J. Pierzynski and my good friend George Thomas down in Elkhart, Indiana. We're going to go with Juan Pierre. And that's ball 4. Good at bat by Paulie.
Surprising because Pavano has usually pinpoint control. That's his 23rd walk in 117 innings of work. That's exceptional control.
So here's Adam at 166, 8 homers and 32 knocked in. Starts him off with a changeup. Adam has faced Pavano 6 times, and he has a couple of hits. Both of them stayed in the park.
This would be a guy that he should get some good swings against, because Pavano does not have a big fastball, and he relies on keeping the ball down.
He did not go, and the count 2-0. Well, Adams won one of those places right now where it's not the big fastball, it's everything. It's the breaking ball. Just seems like he's been living in between, because when he is swinging about well, he can turn a high 90 fastball around. But when you're not and you're in between, you can't. It's the thought process. 2-1. And right to Mauer. That was on another changeup, so they're going to be featuring some changeups tonight, Adam. At least the first couple of times up. Meanwhile, after 1, it is 1-0 Twins.
Sox in-game live only on CSNChicago.com, brought to you by The Great Escape.
Top of the second inning. Twins with a run in the first. They did 1-0. It'll be Valencia, Tassoni, and Nishioka. Danny Valencia hitting at 240, 10 homers. He's knocked in 45. And that pitch is into left field. Pierre is going to have to take it off the top of the fence. Well, that's his 17th two-bagger.
Valencia has really started to heat it up recently. And you see Phillip misses his spot. You have to stay away from Valencia. He's trying to pull just about everything. AJ wanted it away. Phillip just missed with it. And Valencia took advantage. He's swinging the bat too well to make mistakes on him now.
So here's Rene Tassoni, hitting at 177. A couple of homers he's driven in 7. That'll get the job done. Well, The scouting report on Umber is one that the Twins have certainly received, as he likes to start people off getting ahead with a fastball.
And 2 pitches and a man at third, but the point with the Twins is they got the man at second, nobody out, and Tassone got him over.
So here's the switch hitting shortstop.
Nishioka's been consistent. 216 right-handed, 217 left-handed.
And the infield in. That wasn't his fastball. He's a .293 career hitter in 8 years in Japan.
He does not have a sacrifice fly to this point.
And a curveball strike. Oh, into the count with 1 out, a man at third here in the top of the second. Right back through the middle.
0-2 pitch, a little too good. When Nishioka drives in his 8th run of the year. That ball just drifted back out over the plate. So far, Phillip does not have any command of that fastball. And so far, the Twins have made him pay in the 2 opportunities they've had to score.
So here's Butero. He's hitting at 177, a homer. He's driven in 12. Boy, it certainly appears the Twins are really in their comfort zone playing against our guys.
There's no question. And yet,
what a difference that makes.
Put Yankee uniforms on the opposition, even if you bring in the Bad News Bears and they fold up their tent.
There's the strike. Outfield there, straight up, about equidistant. One and one to count to the 27-year-old receiver.
Whose father, one of the top scouts of the Toronto Blue Jays. Had a chance to talk with him when we were up north of the border.
And there's the strike. Nishioka 1 for 4 in stolen bases. There he goes. He dropped the ball.
That curveball was down. AJ did a pretty good job of getting rid of it. And Nishioka doesn't have great speed. Doesn't get a great jump. Got a shot at him.
Well, they got him if he hangs on to it.
Just dropped out of Beckham's glove. Ball beats
another
him.
Symptom. It's amazing. Omar Pauly puts a tag on him, 2 down. I've seen situations like this quite a few times in all my days in this game. And it gets to a point where you just got to say to yourself and your teammates, hey, enough of this. You know what?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going to put an end to this. We're going to put an end to it right now.
That's all you really have. And knowing that we got a lot of games left with this team and a lot of games left in the division where we're 7-13, that's where the story's going to be told.
Well, sometimes, you hate to say it, but sometimes you just have to make things happen. And they're always not good when you make them happen. They're always not good things. Sometimes they can be a little. Revere had that infield single, a stolen base, and a run scored last inning.
Alex Rios is playing Revere actually a step and a half to pull. He hits a lot of pitches to left and left center field.
And that ball hit back through the middle. So that drop of the ball is going to cost us another run. And every time they've had a chance, they've executed, and it's 3-0.
RBI number 11 for Revere. And he's going to be going. That curveball wasn't a bad one. He just took it right back through the middle of the third base side of second. And Nishioka scores.
You can't give extra outs, especially to guys that think they can beat you. There's a strike to Casilla. Hit a fly ball to right field that got Revere over to third after he had that infield single and picked up that stolen base.
He was the everyday shortstop for this team when Nishioka was on the disabled list with that broken leg. And he's probably a better shortstop overall. But because he came back from the broken leg and because it happened with Nick Swisher on a collision trying to break up two when Nishioka played second, they put him at shortstop and moved Casilla to second. They haven't missed a beat as a duo.
Turns that one over. 1-1 the count.
One through the set of signs is Steve Liddell, third base coach.
There he goes. Pitch out. He gone. And that'll do it, but they pick up two more. We're at the bottom of the second. We trail it 3-0. This looks like the same song, fifth verse. We're 0-4 against these guys, and all of a sudden we're trailing here 3-0, bottom of the second inning, and every time they've had a chance, they've executed.
And it's really not a good man to fall behind, because Pavano is 7-3 lifetime against our Sox. So we're facing a tough guy, and you're right, execution has been the key as far as the Twins are concerned, but it seems to always be that way.
It does, indeed. And we have a new camera, as you can just tell, that one in the booth right here. So let's go, boys. Alex takes first pitch strike. Alex comes in hitting at .216, 6 homers. He's driven in 20. And that's short out there into short right center. So 1 out.
Twins have won 6 of their last 10. On the road, they're just 18-28. So they haven't been overwhelming at home. They're just a game over 500 on the road. They have been very vulnerable.
Well, we caught them last time we went in their place. They had won 9 of 11. Then it was, after we played them the first game, 10 of 12, and after we played them the second game, it was 11 of 13. They kept on going.
They were playing, and with all due respect to Dinkelman, they were playing the Dinkelmans of the world, because 8 of their guys were disabled. Now a few of them are back.
Broken back. And very quickly 2 out. Three runs on 5 hits for them. No runs on 1 hit for us. Takes a strike. And reminder, Hooters is the official road game restaurant of the White Sox. Come into any Chicagoland Hooters location when the Sox are on the road to catch the games on their flat screen HD TVs and enjoy great Miller beer features. Alexei, this didn't take long at all. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go to the third. Sox left-hander relives some of his greatest baseball moments. And what was going through his mind 1 out from a perfect game? Well, find out on Inside Look, Mark Burley, Sunday at 9:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Let me get a copy of that. Top of the third inning, it is 3-0 Minnesota. It'll be Casilla, Maurer, and Kadire against Philip Humber. There's a bunt. It's a good one. Third straight inning.
Casilla will do that at least once, possibly twice a game. Make sure he doesn't get it close enough to Vizquel, but far enough away from Pierzynski that he puts the pressure on Humbert.
Third straight inning, they have had the leadoff man aboard, and they have scored in the first two. As I mentioned yesterday's game against Kansas City, they got the leadoff man on 5 times, and 4 times they scored. So here's Mauer. He singled in a run. And on a sad note, our heartfelt wishes and condolences go out to the family and the friends of Dick Williams. Norma, his wife, Ricky, his son, who passed away. They think of a brain aneurysm. One thing about Dick, he was a terrific manager, and he was instrumental in taking us to a World Series back in 1967, and then he won 2 World Series with the Oakland A's in '72 and '73. He was a tough man. He was a great manager. And the best thing about Dick Williams, you always knew where you stood with him. Good, bad, or indifferent. You knew where he was tough. There's curveball strike. And also our condolences go out to the family of Casey Jones, a lifelong White Sox fan who passed away unexpectedly earlier this year. Casey enjoyed taking trips from the Quad Cities to USA Field to see his beloved White Sox play. Two-two pitch. There he goes. And that's chopped foul.
Mauer doesn't have the big power back yet, and not that he's the most powerful guy in the world anyway. He's a contact hitter. He will hit the ball out of the park on occasion, but when you have leg problems and you're as big a man as he is and had the knee surgery and then the weakness in the legs, it's going to take a while for that big power to come back.
There he goes again. Strike him out. So he picks up his 13th stolen base, 3rd of the game. For Minnesota.
His throw is off the mark. Really not much of a chance at all for Ramirez. If he holds on, it's still going to be close, but he had to cross into the path of the runner and take it off the grass.
Here's Cuddyer. He hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. A good play made by Alexei. And that's popped up right side. Paulie. 2 down. And that'll bring up Thome. And a reminder, join the Chi Sox mobile group by texting lineup, that's LINUP, to 244-769 for a chance to win 2 tickets on August 14th. Also a photo with Jeff Cox, third base coach, and the opportunity to deliver the lineup card at home plate before the game. The winner must be at least 12 years of age. So text lineup to Chi Sox 244-769. Good curveball strike.
Omar has to play a little closer to third than he normally would play with Thome up. He has to worry about Casilla at second.
A.J. may have come up a little too quick on that one.
It was in the zone,
yeah.
but I'm sure that he blocked Manny Gonzalez.
And the count 2-1. Three and one. Johnny Danks had a side today. 45 pitches. Everything felt great.
Talked to him. He said he did feel good. Used his pitches. It appears what's going to happen is he'll probably go down for 2 rehab stints. The first one being around 3 innings, 45 pitches maybe in competition. Second one maybe get him up to 85, 90 pitches, and then he'll be ready to come back after the break.
And that's out of play. So a full count. Nice crowd on hand. Twins been having nice crowds. They're averaging 39,156. And there's ball 4.
That ball was inside as Phillip tried to shave off the inside corner after getting Thome to look away. As you can see, just off the plate.
So here's Danny Valencia, third baseman. Leading off last inning, got first ball fastball from Humber and drilled it high off the wall and left for a double, and he came around to score. This time starts him off with a high changeup. Fortunately, it's too high.
You can see lately with runners in scoring position, Valencia doing a whole lot better. And just overall swinging the bat much better.
Get foul. Get foul. It will.
Might want to keep the ball away from this guy. Take a look where that one was.
Right back, off the glove, right over to Beckham. So that'll be a 1-4-3 put out. And that'll do it. He strands a pair. We'll go to the bottom of the third, trailing by 3.
What three Twins pitchers have won 20 games and the Cy Young Award in the same season? Well, that's quite an accomplishment, and you think about that as you look at a beautiful moon here on just an absolutely gorgeous night. 68 degrees, a few wispy clouds, but gorgeous at the park.
Tien, Beckham, and back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre here in our half of the third inning. 3-0 Minnesota. And if you're just tuning in, they scored 1 in the first, 2 in the third, and it was just baseball 101. Get them on, get them over, and get them in. There's the strike. Tien 7 for 25 lifetime off Pavano. Change up.
Pavano's got a good changeup, and one of the reasons why it's so good is he doesn't tip it off. It looks like his fastball. He has the same release point, the same arm velocity, and you can't really tell that there's a whole lot off it.
He's 35 years old, 6'5", 250 pounds, out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Tien wasn't too happy with it. You can see why, where you'll see a fastball. Watch where the 5 appears. That ball was coming back, but didn't come back, went across the plate.
So here's Beckham. Gordon at 236. Takes ball 1.
Probably the best breaking ball that Pavano's thrown tonight.
Well, Gordon's been having a lot of trouble with recognition. Not on that one. He has hit Pavano well. He's now 7 for 18. But he's been having a lot of problems on that breaking ball.
With Valencia well off the line, Pavano gets this one on the inner portion. You see how far off the line Valencia was? He was at the cut of the grass. Which is somewhat surprising with the count the way it was, and had no angle at all as that ball winds up in left field.
So here's Pierre. He had an infield single. Chops that one foul.
I asked one what it was like to face a guy that he played with. They were both on the 2003 Florida Marlins. Juan said, well, those were the days when Pavano could throw pretty hard. He said now he's a guy that has to change speeds, will change speeds, and he goes, I just got to adjust to what he has tonight. The fact that he had a great changeup last time will have no bearing on what he shows me tonight.
Well, we went down there and played them in interleague play, and the 3 guys we faced were Pavano, Beckett, and Burnett.
That's pretty good.
And you know who the most impressive was?
Pavano.
Pavano.
Best control of those guys.
And he threw hard.
He did that.
Two and 1 to count. Jeff Cox going through his sequence.
Pavano started his career with the Boston Red Sox, and he got big publicity as their next great thing. That wasn't until they moved him on to Montreal.
There's a shot base hit. So Pierre 2 for 2. George Thomas from Elkhart, Indiana, his pick to click. And that'll bring up Omar, and here's what he did with Pierre on first base. Just hit a rocket right to Mauer. for the double play. Bottom of the fifth in Cleveland. Toronto leading the Indians 3-0. And the count 2-0. And there's a strike. Come on, guys, we got to start knocking somebody in. Out and around that one, and that will even the count at 2. And Bacardi at the Park, White Sox new restaurant and bar. It's open, offering a full menu from Gibson's Restaurant Group. So Bacardi at the Park is a place to meet and watch all the action on over 70 flat screen HD TVs right across the street from US Cellular Field. Foul ball. Tomorrow night, Gavin Floyd against Nick Blackburn. He plans to be with us here at the ballpark. And then Saturday, Mark Burley against Brian Dunsing. And the finale of this 4-game set and the 7-game homestand on Sunday, Jake Peavy against to be announced. Originally, they had penciled in Scott Baker, but it says to be announced.
He's got some tender elbow problems, I believe.
He's been pitching very well.
Yes, he has.
And there's a chopper foul. And if you can't make it to the ball club tomorrow night, that game will be over WCIU Channel 26. On Saturday, it'll be on Fox. And on Sunday, right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. And then it's on the road again. We will be going after the All-Star break to Detroit for 3, Kansas City for 3, and Cleveland for 3. This is the 4th game of a 19-game streak against Central Division opponents. Right side, they're going to go to second base. So they get Pierre. 2 out runners at the corners.
Well, when Casilla went to get it, Mauer was ranging to his right. And Casilla figured that he still had a shot. Usually, you see where Mauer is. He's not sure if he's going to get back in time, so he takes a sure out at second.
And here's Paulie. Paulie had a good at bat back in the first inning. Fell behind in the count, and then he walked, as you see. Thanks to you, our great White Sox fans, he is going to Phoenix to play in his 5th All-Star game. Outfield. for the most part straight up. And there's a breaking ball.
The better part of 5.5 weeks, Paulie has been just about as hot as anybody around. It's one of the reasons why he will be at the All-Star game.
And that's down to Valencia. Over to Mauer. So we have a couple of guys on, can't do anything with it, and we're into the fourth.
The fourth meal from Taco Bell. Open 1 a.m. or later.
We're into the top of the fourth inning. 3-6-0 for the Twins. 0-3-0 for our guys. Rene Tassoni. First ball fastball hunting, pops it up, come back. It will. AJ, okay. So one pitch, one out. And it'll bring up Nishioka. Tsuyoshi on an 0-2 count drilled a fastball right back through the middle for an RBI single in the second inning. Then he stole second and scored on a single. They picked up 2 in the second. Fakes the bunt, then takes the strike. Detroit shutting out Kansas City 2-0. That's Scherzer on the bump for the Tigers. There's the strike. The game in the bottom of the fourth in Missouri. Top of the sixth in Cleveland. Toronto shutting them out 3-0. One and two the count. Watch out. And a reminder, visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at whitesox.com. 2-2 the count. And there's a base hit into left.
Nishioka has a little bit of that Ichiro fall off away from the plate. Does he keep the bat in the zone? Not near as accomplished, but he is perfect for the night.
Well, if you played in Japan, grew up idolizing Ichiro, you'd be falling off too.
Have the same stroke.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Sadahara O's stroke.
He was something. Boy, he was something. He was the first guy in Japan to come up with a big leg kick. We had some guys way back in the 20s that had big leg kicks. Butera takes first pitch strike. He grounded out to Vizquel at third. Sadahara O. He was Taiwanese. Big man. He had big shoulders. Thick.
What, he had 800 home runs?
I think it was closer to 1,200.
A lot of home runs.
We sent an all-star team over there, headed up by Bob Gibson. He just took him out of there in a hurry.
Live ball era.
The 0-1 pitch. And that's popped back. And a souvenir. 3-0 bad guys here in the top of the fourth inning. First of 4 against Minnesota.
Long way to go in this one. 3 singles so far in the middle of the order due up against Pavano in the bottom of the 4th.
One out. Pretty good lead. And there's a base hit.
Well, early in this one, it was evident that for the first time in a long time, Phillip just didn't have a real good feel for the strike zone with most of his pitches. And the bottom of the order now will swing up to the top, which is the dangerous part for a lineup that doesn't have a whole lot of power, but does have some speed.
Well, the middle of the order, Maurer, Kadire, and Tomey, they're 1 for 5. Top of the order, Revere's 2 for 2, Nishioka 2 for 2, and Butera 1 for 2, along with Valencia, who led off with a double. And that's back through the middle in the center field. So here comes another run. They are getting them on, getting them over, and getting them in.
3 for 3 for Revere, who only got a chance to play because Denard Span is still suffering from symptoms due to a concussion. And Revere is just absolutely making the most of it. Don Cooper comes out now. He wants a word with Philip Humber, who is struggling tonight.
Well, you're going to have an off night. This is his 18th appearance, his 16th start. And up to this point, he has not had a bad start yet.
No, and he's had pinpoint control with everything. The breaking ball, the changeup, the fastball, and tonight that pinpoint control isn't there. 9 hits in 3 1/3 innings. This is a guy with a batting average against among the best in baseball coming into tonight.
245 as a team, but it certainly appears that somebody, they've got a tell or a read on him. That's the way they're taking pitches and swinging the bat.
Well, opponents hitting .201 against him for the season. Not so tonight.
And there's a curveball 0-2. Casilla had that bunt single leading off last inning. Picked up a stolen base. And that curve is chopped foul. There's always a job waiting to be given to a man who can read pitchers. But the video they have today,
just pick up any little tell.
That's it.
And you got yourself a very valuable weapon against a guy, even a good pitcher.
And the funny thing about it is the good pitchers, if they have their good control, it doesn't make any difference. There for 2 years, we knew everything Johan Santana was throwing, and still couldn't do anything with it.
Didn't work out very well.
No. Hector Santiago was impressive in his major league debut.
He threw a perfect inning in yesterday's game. Threw the ball well. 1 strikeout, a couple of fly balls, had good velocity, good command. And he's coming up from Double-A, so I mean, that was a very impressive first outing.
The 2-2. I told you we played a game against Tom Phoebus of the Baltimore Orioles. Knew every breaking ball he was throwing. He threw a no-hitter. Now, there was rockets hit all over the place, but right at people. So you always have room for a guy who can read pitchers. This will be pitch number 76 coming up. And that breaking ball fouled away. It doesn't happen anymore, but in years past there would be managers who, for guys who were not playing or pitching, he'd be sitting on that bench and he'd walk by and say, okay, Stoney, I want you to get me his curveball. Hawk, I want you to get me his changeup or his fastball. And that's fouled back. Another extended at bat right here for Alexi Casilla. And they did it for 2 reasons. First of all, you might be able to do it and help the hitters out. Next of all, it kept you into the ball game.
You didn't have those copious amounts of tape they have on every pitcher where you can watch 500 consecutive at bats from a guy in both the stretch or the windup and figure out if there is a tell.
That's high and wide and a full count. So 2 on, 1 out, 3-2, Mauer on deck. That ball is hurt. Get foul. Get foul. It will. Thank you very much.
He has only hit 2 home runs, and that one didn't miss by much.
This is an extended at bat of 11 pitches so far. The more pitches you see off a guy, the more dangerous you become. We saw that in that 12 pitch at bat by Troy Tulowitzki out in Denver.
And that one knocked one of the Twins right off the top shelf. That'll get you down in a hurry.
Either or.
This is a protracted at bat. Now AJ is coming out. Well, if you're sitting there, you're very happy that it did stick in the fence.
And great seats are available for all White Sox home games here at U.S. Cellular Field. They start at just $12 a seat, and the schedule is full of great matchups, promotional nights, and post-game fireworks. So whitesox.com or 866-SOX-GAME.
That infielder that had chased off the stands was Luke Hughes.
He gone. Made a good pitch on him.
Threw that fastball right down the middle. And apparently at that point, Casilla was guessing ball.
So the conversation is about the man standing at the plate, who has singled in a run and struck out on a 3-2 pitch. Curveball, and AJ just turns around and says, "Where was it?" Turns around, looks right up at Manny Gonzalez and says, "Where was it?"
That ball had the entire top of the zone.
Two and 0. To Dyer on deck. And there's a strike. Two on, two out, the 2-1. Steady diet of curveballs. And another run crosses the plate. Ball gets away, and now another run is going to cross the plate.
Paulie just threw that one away. He was thinking about getting Mauer in first, but Mauer was pretty much standing at the bag. And he flipped it over Gordon's head.
So it is 6-0.
Mauer drives in his second run of the night, 9th of the year. Tian gets it back in, and Paulie with a quick flip right over the head of Gordon Beckham. Merko just his 4th error of the year.
There's a strike to Kadire. That's off his foot.
Saved a run, but it was a rocket back up the middle.
And here comes Ozzie and Hermie. See if he's all right, and maybe take him out.
That ball got him flushed. This was going back up the middle for a run batted in. Hit off like the heel of Umber, who lost track of it. You can understand why he would.
All right. So Umber will depart. Hector Santiago comes on, and we'll be back.
We're going to take a look at one of the young prospects, Hector Santiago. That's combined A and AA, 6-5 with an ERA just over 4. Now he was a starting pitcher in the minor league. Used out of the bullpen here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs.
And that fastball fouled away by Thome. Thome was grounded back to the pitcher and walked. It's a young man who's been starting all season, and all of a sudden he goes out of the pen 2 days in a row. We'll see how it works out. Out of Newark, New Jersey. That fastball at 95. And there's a little chopper. Alexei over to Paulie. They have time to get Thome, but they put a crooked number up there, 3 spot. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Not good.
Have won 20 games and a Cy Young in the same season. And the answers: Jim Perry, Frank Viola, and Johan Santana in 1970, 88, and 2004 respectively.
Adam Dunn will lead us off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-11-0 for their guys, 0-3-1 for our guys. Adam 0 for 1, grounded out to Joe Mauer. Takes another changeup. Fastball fouls it back, and very quickly the count 0-2.
Here's our AT&T UVerse multi-view. We'll take a look at the center field camera in the hands of Adam Dunn. See where Vizquel is playing. Mauer in his first game at first base, and doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Vano wanted that pitch. Took something off that, had him out in front. Rios on deck. So what we were hoping for up to this point has not occurred. They scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth. Just got a piece of that change up.
He went upstairs after a couple of change-ups. Got the strikeout.
That's the second strikeout for Pavano, and here's Rios, who popped up softly to second base. Takes a breaking ball strike.
Had Bell well off the plate. Alex had committed himself and went through with the swing.
And get through. Nope. Stayed down. Nice pick by Valencia. 2 down. And a reminder, the first 25,000 fans at each home game will receive a New England Coffee game card redeemable for $1.50 off a bag of New England coffee from participating retailers. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. Here's AJ. He broke his bat and grounded out to Casilla at second. A little tardy. That one at 91. Two out, 2 strikes to AJ. And that's going to be foul and not playable.
Lately, AJ has been one of the hottest of the Sox hitters. 369 over the last 23 games. 31 hits. Driven in 10. He scored 12. And he will make contact.
Toughest man in the major leagues to strike out.
Terry goes out to talk with Pavano. 0-2 count, 6-run lead, 2 outs in an inning. What are you going to tell him? The guy's been around for 100 years.
And there's a little chopper. Casilla. Nice play. A 1-2-3 inning, and we'll go to the 5th, trailing by half a dozen. And if you're the 500 texter, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway. Had mine this afternoon for lunch. My favorite Subway place at 23rd. Gumwood and Granger. He did not go. Valencia. And he 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. One out. Bottom of the 6th in Kansas City. Tigers leading the Royals 2-1. Top of the 8th in Cleveland. Toronto still leading 3-0. Bottom of the 7th in D.C. The Nasty Nats and the Cubs are tied at 8. Top of the 9th in the Bronx. Tampa Bay leading the Yankees 5-1.
Boston murdering Baltimore.
Sassoni is thrown out. 2 down. Texas shutting out Oakland 5-0 down in Arlington. Bottom of the 5th. Cincinnati leading Milwaukee 2-1. Bottom of the 5th at Miller Park. One final. Atlanta beat Colorado 6-3 down in Georgia. So here is Nishioka. He's 2 for 2. 2 runs scored, 1 knocked in, and 1 stolen base. There's that screwball outside. If you get a 95-mile-an-hour fastball like Hector does, and you can get control of that screwball, you got something going for you. 2-hopper. Omar. Nice inning for Santiago. 1-2-3. In fact, he's retired all 7 major league hitters he's seen. Two hits away. No Yankee has ever had 3,000 hits.
Isn't that astonishing?
It is. It's just mind-boggling. But we got our hands full here, trailing 6-0 to a guy who's 7-3 lifetime against us. And as a matter of fact, in the 4 games that we have played Minnesota this year, we have scored a total of 3 runs.
Liable to go 0-4.5 that way.
Well, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. And they're catching us again at a good time for them. In fact, everybody in the first half caught us at a good time for them. 1-2 the count.
Ozzie and Gardy, they have tremendous respect for one another. The battles over the last number of years have been terrific. The World Championship belongs to Ozzie. Gardy's had 5 division championships with his twins.
Had him 0-2 and is now 3-2. Don't help him out. Ball 4, base hit. And there's ball 4. The dreaded leadoff walk. Second base on balls issued by Pavano. We walk Konerko back in the first.
Pretty amazing that one of the league's best control pitchers on a night when he's only given up 3 hits would have 2 walks in 4+ innings.
Walking guy, especially when you got a 6-run lead.
Well,
so here's Tien.
Maybe it'll cost him.
That ball hit hard in left field. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the ball. Yes. The dreaded leadoff walk comes around the score on the 2-run shot by Mark Tien. Mercy. Let's go, boys.
Third home run, RBIs number 8 and 9. Opposite field, Ford home run replay. First pitch fastball away. It's a 6-2 game as Mark Tien unloads. That's more like it.
And here's Gordon. He singled his first trip. Takes a strike on the corner, says Gonzalez, and the ball was off the plate outside. And there's a residual, giving him a few inches off the plate.
Then you throw in a few more inches and you're in protection mode.
Staying out there. 1-2 the count. For the most part this season, that's how they have pitched Gordon. Fastballs up. Breaking balls down. There you got a pretty good pitch to hit.
If he can get a fastball down and away, he's in pretty good shape, because that's a ball many times he'll line to right field.
And there's a base hit. On a change up.
And Gordon's 2 for 2.
Don't stop now, boys.
That changeup was up. Pavano hasn't gotten many of them up tonight, but that will send Butera to the mound as 3 hitters, 2 runs, and a man at first with nobody out.
Butera's taking the page out of Joe Mauer's book. So here's one. He's 2 for 2. There's a chopper. That's a fair ball. So they put the tag on Pierre, and that's out number 1.
First base, when you're standing in the middle of the line, all you got to do is knock it down. And Juan Pierre is not going to run over Joe Mauer. So the chopper is fair. On the short hop, Maurer knocks it down. Remember, this is the first day at first base, and nowhere for Pierre to go.
There's a breaking ball strike to Omar. Omar is lined into a double play to Maurer and then hit into a 4-6 fielder's choice. Well, this won't be the last game he plays at first base.
Until Morneau gets back, and then we'll have to see what Morneau comes back with. He had neck surgery.
And that's outside. 2-1. Paulie on deck. Come on, Omar. Get on for Paulie. Maurer with a nice pick, nice feed. 2 down. Beckham into third.
Joe Maurer doing a nice job. You'd never know it was his first game at first base. But it is. He had 4 days to work out at first. Traps that one. Thinks about going to the bag himself and then thinks better of it. Flips it to the covering Pavano.
So here's Paulie. He has walked and he has grounded to third. And takes low ball 1. Change up. And the count evens at 1. Dunn on deck. Shot. Look at the play by Nishioka. The low throw, and Maurer will pick it. That saves a run. So a good play, but the 2-run homer by Mark Teahen. It's a 6-2 Minnesota lead.
Speed has to do with Nishioka. Only bidding for RBI number 65. Nishioka doesn't have a great arm, but he skips it off the grass. The long hop is fairly easy for Maurer. And they gun Paulie down and keep it a 6-2 game.
First pitch, fastball, strike. to Drew Butera. He's 1 for 2. 6-2 Twins. And the 2-1. It's even.
Santiago's got a nice fastball.
Softly. Soft line drive. 1 out. Hector, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds.
You always have to watch the bunt with Revere. That's why Omar is in on the grass. Revere can just fly.
He's 3 for 3 tonight. Takes first pitch strike.
They were asking Span who would win in a race between you and Revere. So he said, well, I'd like to try it. It'd be close.
Gotta hurry. Nice transfer. Nice job by Alexei.
Then they ask him on stolen bases, and he goes, I can't accelerate with Revere. And this is a terrific play by Ramirez. He knows he's got to unload it quickly. He gets it there at eyelash ahead of Revere.
First pitch strike to Casilla, who's 1 for 3. And the 1-2 pitch. There's that screwball.
It looked like he swung. A lot of people thought he did, but Brian Gorman says no. Take a look from the side. He's well out in front of the plate with that.
Yeah, that's just a blown call. He gone. Taking 4 strikes to get him, but he got him. He has retired all 10 major league hitters he has seen.
Love it. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, a la carte only.
Adam Dunn will lead it off here in the bottom of the sixth. 6-11-0 for their guys. 2-5-1 for our guys. Beautiful shot of LaLune. Adam has grounded out to first and struck out. Takes ball one. Bottom of the eighth in Cleveland. Toronto leading 3-0. And the count 2-1. Change up.
Last time he set him up with change-ups to wipe him out on a face-high fastball.
Whew. He was all over that one, just underneath it.
Another change-up. Pavano got this one up. Well, that's just staying right there.
Going inside. And the ball was inside. First strike he called him was inside. Manny, he doesn't need any help, buddy.
No, he's a pretty good pitcher.
He doesn't need a 22-inch plate up there, which is what he's had tonight. Two and one to count. Alex, who has popped to second and grounded to third. And that's a fair ball. Valencia, low throw. And look at Myra Pickett.
Well, he looks like he's been there all his life.
He's just an athlete.
Valencia made just a terrific play. He's got a strong arm, but he's well back on the outfield grass. He's retreating on the play, which was his only play. Fires it across, and Joe Mauer scoops it just as nice as you'd please.
He's just a tremendous athlete. Probably one of the greatest athletes in the game of baseball. All-state and two states. There's another pitch that's off the inside corner. Call for a strike. Maybe they think to themselves, why didn't you give Umber any of those pitches? And there's a high hopper. And a wide plate gets him a 1-2-3 inning.
through the 30th, 2012 at Medina. Be included in a random draw to purchase tickets and a chance to see Team USA versus Team Europe. Go to RyderCup.com. Beautiful venue, wonderful event.
There's a strike to Mauer, who is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Mauer, 327 major league career hitter and 327 hitter coming into the night against us, as he could not check it up. And the count 0-2. Buddy Bell loves this Hector Santiago. He was the one who recommended him, and poof. Alexei, yes! Beautiful play by Ramirez. He's throwing some leather tonight.
I think Santiago got a little piece of that one. I think it'll go 1-6-3. Mauer takes it right back up the middle, as he loves to do. Yeah, that got the glove, slowed it down just enough for Alexei to come well on the first base side of second and gun him down.
So here's Kadire. Takes that screwball outside. Another one for a strike. And that fastball at 94. Watch out. Didn't get that one away enough. Got it away, but not enough.
Well, he'll also remember Michael Kadire as the first man who ever got a hit off him. That screwball is not a strike. But Kadire reached out, took it right back up the middle.
It had the plate, it just wasn't far enough out. So the first major league runner in 12 to reach base against Hector Santiago, and here's Thome.
Here's our United Airlines leaders of the game, and it's Jim Thome's rank. 8th in home runs, 28th in runs batted in, 9th in career walks. All-time major league ranks.
That's the difference right there. Pavano's getting them, and we're not. That ball hit deep into left center field, but Alex is there.
Thome got this one off the end of the bat.
Oh, we're just the pitch there. That's the one that Pavano's been getting, and our guys haven't. But he did get that one off the end, and that's out number 2. So here's Valencia. And that's foul. Thank you.
Valencia's got a pretty lively bat.
He's swinging the bat well.
He's got a chance to be a pretty good player. Defensively, he can do pretty much everything at third. If he goes back to his roots, which were hitting the ball to right center field and waiting for the guys to come inside, he's going to be that much tougher.
Jose Bautista is just homered. It's 4-0 Toronto.
There's a surprise. He hardly ever does that.
This is 29th.
Going to be in a home run hitting contest in the All-Star game.
Watch out. Boy, how did that ball miss?
I was just going to say, I'm not sure I got out of the way of that ball. Looked like it might have almost gone through his legs. Nope, went right behind him. So, the first career wild pitch for Santiago. Now they're going to put Valencia on, take their chances with Tassone. It looks like Tassone's going to be called back. No right-hander up in the pen. Might be Repko.
So there's ball 4.
That's exactly who it's going to be. Right-hand hitter who you can use in the outfield. He's usually a defensive replacement late. He'll come on to pinch hit.
Six 12-0 for Minnesota. 2-5-1 for our Sox here in the top of the 7th inning.
Go 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year.
And make it 0 for 4. 7th inning stretch. We got to do some work.
It stays in the game defensively in left field, so Jason Repko in left. Repko, Revere, and Kadire in the outfield.
That's hit in the hole, rounded off, and they don't get it. Couldn't get enough on the throw.
Now, one thing Nishioka does not have is a big arm for a shortstop. He's got terrific range. As soon as this ball got by Valencia, Alexi had a real good shot at beating it out. Even though he does round it off, you see kind of a looping throw to first. And I mean, it's bang bang at first. Ball goes our way.
So here is Tia, 1 for 2, a 2-run homer in the 5th inning into our bullpen. One middle of the count. And the count 1-1. And we will show you after this pitch that home run if you missed it.
Fifth inning, fastball away after a walk to Ramirez. That's why it's 6-2.
Two balls, two strikes. 26,395. Looks like there's more in the house than that. Just got a piece of that changeup. That's the first one he's given away tonight from up here. And this will be pitch number 98 for him. They're on top of him. Come on, buddy. And a full count. Just a decent lead by Alexei. Another changeup. Indians hitting in the bottom of the ninth, trailing Toronto 4-0. And that's popped up. So one down. And that'll bring it Beckham, who's 2 for 2.
And now the bullpen up and going for the first time for these Twins. And it's Perkins who's done a terrific job. They've actually used him to close on occasion. Glenn Perkins, who was disabled part of this year, getting loosened up in a hurry.
Gordon hits that one high and foul.
Perkins with a couple of saves this year, although if he does come in, it's not going to be a save situation for him at this point. ERA 178. And Pavano is about to deliver pitch number 102.
And there's a little looper coming on as Revere stayed up too long, and that's out number 2.
You're going to drop one in front of him. You better drop it just over the shortstop or second baseman's head.
And you can support the Chicago White Sox Wives Food Drive presented by Dominick's. Non-perishable food items and monetary donations will be collected here at U.S. Cellular Field on Saturday, July 30th to benefit the Greater Chicago Food Depository. That pitch is down low to one who is 2 for 3. And the strike. Goes through that change. There he goes. And that's a stolen base for Alexei. That's number 4.
It's strike 3.
And has called him out. Mercy. Come on. Wow. He's got a wide plate for Pavano tonight. My goodness gracious. All right, Chuck, thank you very much. Nishioka will lead it off here in the top of the 8th inning. I don't blame Juan for being upset at that call. We'll show it to you. Yeah, there's that screwball and the pitch. Ball was definitely inside number 4 there. And he's been giving Pavano those on the inside and off the outside all night long. Alex, 1 out. He has had a wide plate for Mr. Pavano. That window's nice. If our guys didn't hit it and Butera caught it, it was a strike. So here's Butera. One and one to count. This young man is changing speeds, throwing strikes, using that screwball, that 94 to 95 mile an hour fastball. 2 down.
On in relief of Philip Humber, who went 3 2/3 tonight, gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned on 11 hits, walking 2 strikeouts. One of the very rare, very rare, bad performances by Philip Humber this year.
his first bad one. Ben Revere 3 for 4, runs scored and 2 knocked in. This is with that screwball low. Back through the middle, backhanded to Pegg. Look, he gets a lot on it. Beautiful play by Beckham. Boy, he has got a strong arm going full speed away from the bag and still gets a lot of mustard on it. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. We need 4 to tie. '98 Bulls, 2010 Blackhawks, and 2005 White Sox championship clinching games. Relive those great moments in Chicago sports history. That's Sunday through Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
What a play by Gordon Beckham as he shows you that he's got a shortstop's arm playing second base. This ball up the middle. He's got to get the throw off quickly. He's got to get a whole lot on it. He does both. And out of the inning and on to Glenn Perkins. And Perkins 0-1 ERA 178 on for the 33rd time. He's got a couple of saves. Has yet to give up a home run this year.
Omar is 0 for 3. Watch out. Cleveland hitting in the bottom of the ninth, trailing Toronto 4-0. Have the bases loaded. They had them with nobody out, and Michael Brantley has just struck out. Gorman rings up Omar.
That's a cutter low and in. A little too far for Omar, says Brian Gorman. To me, like he might have checked his swing on that one.
Well, he did, and besides that, it wasn't anywhere near as far as the one he did not ring up the C on. As Paulie goes out. make any difference, boys. One thing about it, it's not the umpiring that's costing us to lose this game.
Giving up 12 hits tonight.
No.
Phillip just didn't have it. They really, I mean, early they were taking advantage of every opportunity and executing, and when you do that,
Kansas City did the same thing against us. And it's been happening too much lately.
Adam wasn't happy with that one. That was a pretty decent pitch. Take a look at pitch tracks again. Well, no, that's number one. That's not the one he was unhappy with. It was the third pitch.
So Adam goes down for the third time, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the ninth, trailing.
Games. It's Nick Blackburn against Gavin Floyd. That's tomorrow night. Saturday afternoon, it's going to be Brian Dunsing against Mark Burley. And Sunday, well, you see Jake Peavy against to be announced. That game right here on CSN at 1:10. So Brian Bruni comes into this one. Bruni's thrown the ball pretty well lately. What a job by Hector Santiago in 3 1/3 innings of work in relief of Phil Lumber. Kept the Sox in the game, threw the ball brilliantly. Just his second major league outing.
Knocked down, picked up. It's 4 1/3 for Santiago.
4 1/3.
And Toronto leading Cleveland 4-0. Bottom of the ninth, Indians win at 5-4. Had a run and a grand slam homer by Travis Hafner.
Wow.
Well, they've got something that we haven't acquired yet. They've been playing with it all year. That little bit is what it takes between your index finger and your thumb, about of 1/8 of an inch. That's what it is. That's the difference.
There's a little something else. 27-15 at home.
Well, how do you get 27-15 on if you don't have that little extra?
Well,
as there's a base hit by Maurer. It's his third. He's 3 for 5. They have that little bit extra. We had it in spurts. They've had it all year. trailing 4-0 and come back and win it 5-4. So here's Cuddyer. He's 2 for 4. Tomio on deck. 6-13-0 for them. 2-6-1 for us. And there's a strike. 1-1 to count. Top of the 9th in Kansas City. Detroit now leading 3-1 over Kansas City, still hitting. And the count 1-2. And should be. Rack him up. Nice job, Brian. Booney coming right at him. All right, we got 3 outs to get at least 4. They lead at 6-2. Live. Watch highlights and get analysis from Chuck and Bill. Plus, go live to Ozzy's post-game remarks. Don't miss Galaxy White Sox post-game live immediately following the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Matt Capps comes into the game at 2-4 ERA. A little bit higher than they would like at 4.79 after the 35th time. He's been used as a closer, but he fell on some hard times. Heard the Boo Birds back in Minneapolis. He comes in a 4-run game, so a non-save situation.
Here we go. Alex to lead it off. Takes first pitch strike. Right on the corner at the knees. Count evens at 1. You're just tuning in. They scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth. There's a ground ball left side. So here's AJ. He's 0 for 3. 2 grounders to second, 1 to third. Milwaukee leading Cincinnati 5-3, a game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yes, there's the strike. Cleveland with 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th to beat Toronto 5-4. Grand slam homer by Hafner. And that's foul over the Cleveland dugout. Ball hit hard. Look at the pick by Mauer. He has played himself for the first game in his major league career at first base. He has played himself really a terrific game at first.
Hasn't made one mistake. Shown the great hands that made him a great catcher. And it translates well into a first baseman.
He'll translate well for his knees too.
Well, then if Morneau comes back, they've got themselves a problem.
Yeah, they've got a decision to make, as it's up to Alexei to get something going. He's 1 for 2. And that's popped up. Get out of here. It won't. Yes, it will. No, it won't. He makes the catch, and this ball game is over. So a good catch by Drew Butera. Pavano once again picking up his 8th career victory against us, and against just 3 defeats. Stone Pony, it looks like we still have that cloud hanging over our head against Minnesota. We're now 0-5.
If you can't execute, you won't beat a team that can execute, and that's been the case this year with these Twins. So Pavano, who's 6-6, somebody beats him. It's just not us too often, and not a good way to start a 4-game series, losing a game to the Indians in the standings, and we're 7 back of them in the loss column.
And let's check out our GMC player of the game. It is the center fielder, Ben Revere. He was 3 for 3 in his first 3 at bats with 2 RBIs, a stolen base, and a run scored. Our GMC player of the game. So my partner, Stone Pony Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr. Also for the mayor, Mean Joe Groove. Up here in the booth, Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, and Frank Leone. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody.